I'm glad you're here. My name's Adam Scott, head designer and GM of RPG Club. You're here because you want to learn how to find a free Dungeons and Dragons game. Let me tell you what's worked for me. These are the top 5 ways that most people find D&D games. Now, some of these may work well for you, some of them may not, but I encourage you to try all these different ways, and I'll give you some bonus tips in terms of what to look out for to see if a game is a good fit at the end of the video. So thing 1, and it's one of the most common ones, it is joining an online community like Roll20, D&D Beyond, Fantasy Grounds, even looking at Reddit subgroups is a way to interconnect or connect with people on the internet who might also be looking for games. Things you want to keep in mind is, are you looking to play or are you looking to dungeon master and run a game? Because those two different things might be expressed in different ways in those subforums. Typically, if you're watching this, it's probably because you want to be a player. One thing to keep in mind is when you're trying to find a game on these forums, dungeon masters or game masters may have specific things they're looking for in terms of who is playing in the game. So don't let one game discourage you if it's not the right fit. Keep looking for others because there may be one that's a better fit for either your style or your character out there. Thing 2, this is something that a lot of people I know have used with great success, and it's finding local gaming stores and checking their calendar to see if maybe you can find a game night there. Now, you will find a similar challenge when you go there, is maybe there is a group that is looking for a specific type of player or a specific type of character to play within that story, and you either may or may not fit what that group is looking for. And then again, that is okay, but don't get discouraged because there's a lot of options out there. When you go to a gaming store, you will typically find lots of people playing role-playing games, usually in the evening and weekends. And if you want to, you can kind of just lurk around to check out the vibe before even approaching anyone to say, hey, what are you guys doing? Or do you need a player? Now, one other thing to keep in mind in the gaming stores, you might have to push yourself a little bit socially and ask someone you don't know if they actually are playing a game that you could possibly join, and be prepared either for positive or negative feedback on that. Most people are very nice. And even if they have a full table, they might say, hey, we have a full table, maybe stick around and you can watch. Or they'll say, no, we don't have any seats available, but maybe that group over there does. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there socially. Another way that's very effective that surprisingly some people don't know about, and this is something that I thought this is actually how we started RPG Club. Meetup.com is a great website. And by the way, I'm not endorsed by Meetup. They don't sponsor me in any way. We actually used to use them, and we've since built our own game service platform for our professional GMs. But Meetup is a great way around the country to find local gaming groups. Now, we are in the process of seeing if we can make that a little easier with RPG Club, but it's a great resource for you to find free games. And again, you will find a similar challenge of some GMs or game masters may have specifics that they're looking for in games that might not meet your preferences. So one of the key things here is be resilient and steadfast in your goal to find a table, because Dungeons and Dragons, role-playing games, is a social hobby. It will take you time to potentially find the right group, but when you do, it can be very much worth it. Other things, thing 4, social media is a great way to connect. You can often use the different algorithms on things like Instagram, Threads, X to find gaming groups in your area that have active player bases. It's the same process. If you do find those groups on there, connect. I would recommend always looking to meet in a public place, because role-playing games are a social hobby. And when you have social hobbies, it involves being social. So you want to make sure you're safe and making sure everybody else feels comfortable as well. Last thing you can do that I recommend to almost everybody I know who's looking for a game is to start your own group. Now, if you have friends that want to play and you just need a dungeon master, that's much easier to do, because then you can just become a dungeon master on your own by trying and practicing. I have a whole bunch of videos that I'll link at the end of this on how to start doing that, and that can help you create your own group. It's a little more challenging if you don't have players, but if you want to run your own group, typically you can use all the same channels that I just talked about to be able to communicate that, hey, I'm willing to run a game and it's going to be awesome, and here's what I'm looking for, and here's what help I need. You can share all that information with people. I do want to share some bonus ideas with you, because this process, part of the reason I started RPG Club is because it was so hard in many ways to find a reliable, dependable, well-run game with people that actually showed up. So there will be some challenges that you encounter, but here's what you want to look for. Most likely when you're finding a game, if you find a game master who wants to work with you as a person, who says, hey, what kind of game are you looking to play? What kind of character do you have? I'd love for you to be a part of my table. That's what you're looking for. In every experience I've had, game masters that set specific limits on players in terms of characters that only will fit the game master's story or only will play a certain way, that can be a huge red flag and lead to a lot of social challenges with a specific group. Another thing to keep an eye out for is it's more of an approach than something specific. But if you feel uncomfortable in a gaming group, that's totally normal. That can happen. And you don't have to stay with that group. You can go and find another group. It may take a while to find a great gaming group for you to connect with the players and the game master in the way that you want to. That is one thing we've done with RPG Club. Check the link in our bio. We've run over 17, almost 18,000 games now for people with our professional team of GMs. If you're interested, check the link in the bio. As always, with anything on YouTube, if this has helped you, like and subscribe because it actually helps other people learn more about this. Let me know what other suggestions you have in the comments, and I will see you again very soon.